Hey, good evening, or good morning, or whatever time you're watching this video. I just had another awesome trip over to Lake Erling today, and it was pretty exciting because I got to try out some new stuff. Last year, I met a guy down at a fish fry we had in our neighborhood. The guy lives here in the neighborhood. His name's Chris Welch. Some of you may know him around the local scene. Chris has actually been tying jigs for quite a while, and he ties some amazing looking jigs. I don't know, they're at a whole nother level. But anyway, I just wanted to try them out, just to kind of see, how the fish over there would react to them. And I'm gonna tell you what, they smoked them. My favorite color over there is black and chartreuse right now, and so I got a pack of black and chartreuse, a pack of Junebug, which is Junebug color with chartreuse tail, and one he calls Night Train. The black and chartreuse that he uses or calls it is New Money, and this one's Night Train. It's just a solid black jig. I never did really get a chance to try it. I did so good on the New Money and the Junebug. By the time I was done counting fish, it was too late to tie on another jig. So I'm gonna try to put a link to Chris's page where if you're interested in trying some of his jigs, you ought to better go hit that link and order from him. He's got an online store, and I can tell you from what I saw today, they work, and they work great. The other thing, I picked up a new rod the other day. This is a Jinko X13, and I'm gonna tell you what, I was really impressed. The thing I like about this rod is the balance. It's got this counterweight system here. So when you hold this rod, the tip, the balance point is real close to where you're holding it, and so the tip does not get heavy on you after fishing all day. This rod is ultra sensitive. I could feel the crappie tap. They'd hit it, and I could see it on Livescope, but I could also feel it. And I like it. I'm gonna fish with it some more. It's a really sweet feeling rod. So I picked this up at Sportsman's One Stop. So stop by and see Mike and Devin. And if you're interested in a good crappie rod, they can hook you up. And this right here is a dandy, and it's actually looks really sweet with that carbon composite handle and the reel. They carry these ice reels, and it matches really nice. I mean, I've never been one to try to have a fashion show with my fishing stuff, but that does look pretty nice. And I tell you what, I didn't put any 2-pounders in the boat today. I probably had, 3 or 4 that were close to 1.75 pounds, but it was no problem boat flipping them in, and I got no doubt that this thing will put a 2 or 3 pounder in the boat, no problem. Check out the video. You'll get to see this stuff in action. I'll probably talk about it a little bit. I'm also going to talk about boat control. I had a guy that put a comment on one of my videos and wanted to know if I could, talk a little bit about what I do to control the boat. We did have a little wind this morning, so that was a good opportunity for me to kind of show. I tried to show what it was that I do to try to stay on the fish. So, give it a look. Maybe it'll help out, and let's go catch some crappie. Big keeper. Now let's talk a little bit about boat control. I had somebody ask me, how do I control the boat, stay on the fish, so on. I kind of cruise around till I find, a target. I want to try to get my boat pointed into the wind. You know, that's the best way to hold on fish. The only thing you have to contend with if the wind's really up is the boat slap. The wave slapping against your boat if you're heading into the wind. So you just got to see how the fish react. All right, we're pointing into the wind, and we got a pretty good flat right here. That's got a lot of underwater structure. Something on the side of that tree there. Here, there he is. He hit it. I don't know if you saw that. Not a very big one. He is keeping the fish on your Livescope and bringing your bait to it. So if the wind pushes the front of your boat to the right, you'll have to turn your trolling motor to the left to keep looking at the fish. And you know, the harder the wind blows, the less window of opportunity you're going to have. If they're aggressive, that's not a problem. There's another little one. If they're real finicky, you're going to have a hard time catching them if you don't have good boat control. Even with good boat control, I don't get a long period of time to catch them. There's one floating out about 22 feet. I kind of see him and he disappears. Sometimes those translucent returns are pretty good sized fish. I don't know if they got like a force field they turn on or what. There he is at 14 now. Let's see what happens. See him kind of showing up there. He ran from it. He didn't want it. There's one at 20 feet. $16. Let's get it lined up on him. He's coming. There he is. A little better fish. Keeper, I think. Let's see if we can find one more. Just kind of, there's one there, 16 foot out. So I'm turning that trolling motor slowly, watching that fish, and then my bait get to him. And there he is. Didn't it? Oh, he come off. There's a good fish right there. Let's see if we can get him. All right, bait's falling on him. Got the trolling motor staying with him. There he is. Nice black crappie. So to summarize, when you're fishing with your transducer hooked to your trolling motor, when you make that initial drop, you need to make sure you get confident in your ability to line up and drop on that fish. You may have to turn your trolling motor away to line your boat back up or to pull up and then turn back to it and finish the catch. So it's all key in knowing where your bait is and knowing where you're looking with your trolling motor / transducer. You also need to develop the ability to turn away from the fish, line your boat up where you need it, and then go back to it and pick up right where you left off. That's very helpful in being able to stay on fish and catch fish in conditions that aren't ideal. There's a lot of times that once you make that initial drop and you know that that bait's going towards the fish, even if the trolling motor and transducer is not looking at it, you'll catch that fish. If you look at the screen right here, you'll notice that I'm zooming out. I picked up a fish. I don't know if I actually got it on video here, but I picked up a fish and went towards it, and I zoomed back in to 30 feet where I like to fish, and you can see the fish is at probably 22 feet right here in the video. I'm headed towards him, getting close enough I can make a drop on him, and you notice the boat's moving. You can see the background moving, but I'm headed towards the fish, and then I'm just letting off the trolling motor and turning the trolling motor head to keep the fish in sight. But here you can tell I actually didn't have it completely in sight. I knew he was there, and because I initially dropped on him accurately, I was still able to catch that fish, even though my boat and the wind was moving me around a little bit. it still worked out. In this instance, I'm headed directly into the wind, and I'm able to stay straight on with this fish and hold it the same distance, keep my jig in control, and then put it on his head and he hits it. That's the best way to catch him. I like it that way. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Here's a fun example. You can catch fish with boats running by, making waves, and the wind blowing. It's just a little bit rocky and a little shaky here, but you can see I just dropped on this fish in all the chaos that was around me, focused on him and still caught him. Again, here's a scenario where you can tell the boat's moving. You can see the background, and I'm kind of swinging left. I find this fish suspended down there about 12 feet deep. Even as my boat's moving left, my trolling motor arrow is moving right, and I'm staying on that fish until I catch him. As long as I got that few seconds window of opportunity, and they were as aggressive as they were, it wasn't any problem catching them today. Here's a suspended fish out there about 10 feet deep, 14 feet away. You can hear the boat slap going on, but it doesn't seem to affect the fish today. Some days that little bit of boat slap will make them run at 40 feet, but today's just a good day for them to bite. Here comes some more waves and wind, and this fish, I just dropped past him and noticed him. He was sitting down about 5 foot deep, and I pulled my bait back up and he snagged it. There's a lonely slab crappie down there about 12 feet deep. I dropped that Welch Jig Company jig, and he couldn't resist it. It's been like this all day. This fish here took a little more time. He thought about it, but he finally committed. So I hope you've enjoyed the Livescope video and the how-to section this far. Hopefully you're able to understand a little bit about what I was trying to say about boat control. But now I want to do something else. It's about to get serious. I'm coming out of this jacket, and we're going to put this Genco X13 rod to the test. So let's see how many times we can bend it until time for me to leave. Y'all check this out. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. You get a chance, run by and support our local guys. Check out Mike and Devin down at Sportsman's One Stop in El Dorado, Arkansas, and let them show you their line of crappie rods and any other tackle that you may need. Also, be sure to check out my friend Chris Welch at Welch Jig Company. He makes a premium jig, and I can assure you, you will not be disappointed. So get out there and enjoy God's creation. Catch you a mess of crappie. Hey, if you would, hit that subscribe button and like my page and tell all your buddies about it. Till next time, see you then.